To counter China, the Philippines rebuilt bigger base in the South China Sea. In a decision that is sure to anger Beijing, the Philippine government says that it will upgrade facilities on multiple land features in its Western Exclusive Economic Zone, including areas contested by China. Gen. Romeo Brawner Jr., head of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, said Monday that the Philippines would like to pursue a construction program to improve conditions for troops to live on these remote islands and reefs, where they defend the government's claim to ownership and sovereignty over the region. We'd like to improve all the 9 bases, especially the islands we are occupying, Brawner said. The 9 bases that Brawner referred to include Thitu Island, the largest Philippine-occupied land feature in the region, and Second Thomas Shoal, which is a major flashpoint for confrontations with China. The Philippine Navy maintains an outpost aboard a decaying, grounded landing ship on the reef, and it has been attempting to restore the structure. Security experts predict that the wreck will become uninhabitable in the near future, and that a replacement is necessary. However, the China Coast Guard has worked hard to prevent convoys with construction materials, supplies, and personnel from getting through. China vocally opposes restoration or replacement of the structure, and it has repeatedly called on Manila to remove the station. China has indisputable sovereignty over the Spratly Islands and the adjacent waters. We firmly oppose relevant countries' illegal construction on the islands and reefs they have illegally occupied in the Spratly Islands, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning said Tuesday, responding to Gen. Brawner's remarks. Brawner's proposed construction program mirrors China's island-building program in the region. China has developed a string of full-scale military bases in the archipelago, including several with military runways, hardened hangars, long-range radars, and air defense installations. China claims ownership of the Spratly Islands and surrounding waters, including areas within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone, like Second Thomas Shoal. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague ruled that China's historically based claims to the South China Sea are without merit under international law. China has ignored the ruling and has deployed its gray zone forces, white-hulled Coast Guard cutters, and militia-operated commercial fishing trawlers to enforce its claims. Meanwhile, China and the Philippines agreed to improve maritime communication and to properly manage conflicts and differences through friendly talks in regard to issues around the South China Sea, according to a statement from the Chinese Foreign Ministry. Chinese Assistant Foreign Minister Nong Rong and Philippine Foreign Undersecretary Theresa Lazaro held a frank and in-depth exchange of views on the situation while co-chairing the 8th meeting of the China-Philippines Bilateral Consultation Mechanism on the South China Sea in Shanghai, according to the statement released late on Wednesday. In the talks, the two sides reaffirmed that the South China Sea dispute is not the whole story of bilateral relations. The two countries have had numerous confrontations recently in certain disputed waters in the South China Sea, with both trading accusations of provoking conflict in the economically strategic waterway. Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia vessels have had heated and dangerous run-ins in that area as China becomes more assertive in pressing its maritime claims there. Relations have been strained for months, but both have reiterated a commitment to dialogue. Both said in the meeting they would advance practical maritime cooperation so as to create favorable conditions for the sound and stable development of China-Philippines relations. On Tuesday, China summoned the ambassador from the Philippines and warned the country not to play with fire after President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. congratulated Taiwan's President-elect Lai Ching-te on his election victory on Saturday. China demanded that the Philippine side earnestly abide by the One China principle, The Philippine side reiterated that it adheres to the One China policy and will continue to implement it, according to the Chinese Foreign Ministry statement. Beijing claims sovereignty over almost the entire South China Sea, including parts of the exclusive economic zones of Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Vietnam. Both officials believe maintaining communication and dialogue is essential to maintaining maritime peace and stability, according to the statement. The two sides agreed to properly manage maritime conflicts and differences through friendly consultations, as well as properly handle maritime emergencies, especially the situation around the Second Thomas Shoal, also known in China as Renai Reef.